Welcome to the Social Stack, your go-to channel for marketing needs based in technology for your real estate business. I'm Amy Stack, and today we're going to be talking about different ways that you can give contact information to people with virtual business cards, Linktrees, and stuff like that. We're going to talk about how you can be effective, efficient, and how you can make yourself stand out above other people using those same types of tools. So with that, let me go ahead and share my screen. And I wanted to start with Linktree. Can you guys let me know either by a raise of hand or putting in the chat, have you heard of Linktree before? Yes or no?
No.
No? Got one hand up. Anything in the chat? Nothing in the chat? Okay, so, and a no in the chat. Okay, great. Oh, and a couple yeses and a never. All right, okay. We're a mixed bag here. All right, so for those of you who have never seen a Linktree before, this is my Linktree. This is an example of it, and you can see that I have several links on it. So if I send one link, this link here, link.tree/thesocialstack, you will get all of this information. So I wanted to start with the Linktree because a lot of people don't know about it, and it is a super quick way to get a lot of information out there. It is not limited to just your contact info. The reason I think that this really became popular is because on Instagram, you only have the option to put one link on your Instagram account. So people were having to choose between their website or their Facebook link or a link to a landing page, or, you know, because they only had the option to put one on there. So with the Linktree, you can put one link in your bio that actually links to all of these other resources. So on mine, you can see on my YouTube channel, there's a lot of different things you can do with it. This one, I actually have one of my popular videos up here, and it's embedded right in here, so they never have to leave that Linktree page. Let me go ahead and pause that. And then I have things like tools I recommend. You know, I'm using it a little differently than you guys would be. I have a lot of agents that use this and put featured listings as one of their links. They'll do a lead capture form as one of their links on here. I also have, see, I have my weekly sign up for this class. So that's kind of my lead capture, I guess. And then at the bottom, I actually have this linked to another resource. There's something called Blinq that I'm going to go over with you guys, and it's a free digital business card. So if I go to Blinq, you have access to my information right here as well. So Linktree is one system and Blinq is another. So I'm just going to talk about Linktree a little bit more. Does anybody have questions about what we've seen currently for this Linktree? It's pretty straightforward, right? I'm going to show you what the back end looks like. You can sign up for free. You can upgrade your account as well if you want to do some extra features. But basically, all you have to do is set up an account, and then you would just hit add new link, and you have all these options on the back end for links that you want to have at your fingertips. And you'll notice on the right hand side, there's actually this little toggle. So if I turn off that merch and swag button, you'll see it has now disappeared from my preview. And if I refresh my page, my live Linktree page, you can see there's no longer the button that says merch and swag. However, if I go back into Linktree, I don't have to rebuild that whole link. I can just turn it back on, and now it's available again. So if you're doing like a lead capture page for an open house, you can turn that on and off just for the open houses. It doesn't have to be on your Linktree all the time. And you can see there's lots of things I have on here that I don't have turned on. And if you guys want to dig into it, there's this explore button. There's some upgraded features you can do. There's analytics that you can get access to. Again, I think the analytics are a paid feature. And then there's this upgrade too. If you guys are wanting to learn more about Linktree, I actually have a whole video on how to set it up, and I go kind of in detail a little bit more on that. So I'm going to copy that and put that in the chat right now. So if you guys want to look at that later, that goes in depth on how to actually set the whole thing up. But pretty much you put your links on here, and then all you have to do is share this link that I share at the beginning of my classes, linktree.ee, it's Linktree / and then you'll have a username, and you can have all that information on there. So the next business card type thing I wanted to show you was actually Blinq. So when I click contact info, it takes me to my Blinq card. What's really cool about this is that when I hit, if I give it to you, if I share my Blinq with you and you hit save contact, I get that information too. So then I would get an email saying that you downloaded my information, and I would at least have your email or whatever other info you provided to me.
Is that an app or just a website?
Yes, it is both. So there is an app and it's a website. So if you just go to blinq.me, BLINQ.me on your computer, that's where you're going to want to go to set it up. And again, this is one of those freemium things where there's a free service. You can always upgrade and get some extra analytics and features and stuff like that as well. So you would just hit login or create your card. And they have, you can see there's pricing here too. They have all kinds of options on there for you to use.
Okay, so I got it. It's this one, right?
Yes, that looks correct. And it'll, if you, I know it's tiny, but if you, here, let me pull up this one. This little logo up at the top left, that is the logo for Blinq.
Yeah, here is it.
Yeah. And you can see that there's a way to scan QR codes and stuff like that as well. So this Blinq card, I obviously don't have a ton of information on here. And that's because I have my Linktree set up to go to my Blinq. So if I was only using Blinq, I would have more information on this card. Like I would probably have my link to my sign up form, you know, my link to my website on there, stuff like that. But since I have it as part of my Linktree, I don't need to put all of these other things on my Blinq card because they're already on my Linktree. So you have to decide which ones you want to use. I've seen a lot of people put their Linktree links in the email signature that you have on attached to all of your emails, a contact card on your phone, which we're going to get into that a little bit later as well. And then I see some questions came in. Charles said, is yours a paid? No, I use all the free ones. I do not use the paid ones. I might someday, but right now I'm just using the free ones. It gets the job done for me. If you guys are really wanting to get into the analytics, then that is, I would say that's a reason to go ahead and do the upgrade. Or some of the links on Linktree, if you want to do monetization links, those you have to have the paid account to do. So like if you have like Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee, there's different sites like that. Those ones, they require you to do some of that upgraded feature work for that. So there's Blinq, BLINQ.me. Let me put that in the chat for you. And again, this is pretty simple to set up. It just asks you, you know, choose your color, upload your pictures, and then put your link information in there. And then when I created this, I just took this link right here, and that's what I put in Linktree to get to this button, this contact info. So that's all you have to do for that. So that was Linktree and Blinq. I'm going to close out my Blinq one. Yes.
When you said about needing a paid version, if you're doing the Buy Me a or the coffee thing, are you talking about Blinq or Linktree for that?
Linktree. So if you go to this explore button on Linktree, you'll see there's a lot of things you can add. So like PayPal and Square, if you want to get paid, a lot of times they'll charge you to have that. So you just have to kind of click the view and add. Oh, and so that one didn't charge me. Some of them do. So you just kind of have to look through that. And then you can always hit this upgrade button and see what you get for an upgrade. So I'm just using the free.
Okay, I just was confused on which app you were talking about. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. Yeah, they do both have different upgrade options. So just play around to see if, you know, one of them is a good fit for you. I'm not saying you need to upgrade. I'm not saying, you know, I don't know what your business model is. So it might be the right thing for you to have the upgraded one. You probably don't need everything upgraded. And then my next one that I want to show you is actually called Popl. Is anybody familiar with this? I've talked about this a couple of times before. I see a couple of nods. All right. I'm going to play this video really quick because they do a great job of kind of explaining it and how it works.
This is Popl, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popl instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popl to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popl to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popl. Download our free app and get your Popl today.
Make sure that doesn't, no, it doesn't look like it's gonna play anything else. So that's what Popl is. Has anybody, do you guys, oh, here, this is what I wanted to show you. So this is showing you the great differences with Popl versus a actual business card. And I think that some of these are true for the LinkedIn or the Blinq as well. I just wanted to give you all several options to choose from. Of course, with Popl, it's very easy to pass that off. So you would have the Popl device on your phone. They also have keychains. They have physical cards. They have bracelets that you can put that technology in. And there's that QR code as well. So you would have the Popl device and anybody else would just tap your phone or tap that keychain or whatever it is that you're using. They don't have to also have a Popl to get that information. Teresa, I think it is NFC chip enabled. I think that is correct. They do have the QR code option as well. So you don't have to have the chip anymore. That's a newer feature of theirs. And just like these other guys, they do have options to have an official Popl account that you can pay for and you get some upgraded features too. I do think it's really nice to help you stand out from the crowd with this one. Because how many people do you know that are like, oh, just tap my little button here, right? Tap my phone. You can put the button or card on something at an open house or at a networking event that people can just come up to and tap and get your information as well. And they do have some ways to integrate. You can see at the bottom here, there's CRM integrations. So I haven't explored that a lot. I just know that that is an option out there that you can get some instant exports with contact info. So I thought that was a really useful feature that they have. The downside to most of these is that you're giving your information, but you're not really getting it in return. So you want to make sure you have that conversation about getting their info as well. I do want to let you know that because I talk about Popl so much, I was able to get a discount code. So I'm going to put that in the chat for you guys. If you're interested.
What's the difference between Popl and the other one, the Blinq?
So Popl is a physical device that you can just tap on your phone. You can get a lot more options of the different links. I'm trying to close this little get 10% off. There we go.
This is Popl, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popl instantly shares.
Okay, so it's going to have a lot more options on here. You can put full websites. You can link straight to video. See, this has got a contact card in here.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to show you how that can be utilized as well. I have an agent who's on my tech committee that shared how he built his out. So we'll go over that as well. But there's just a little bit more info that you can, it's just got more capability with Popl than the Linktree does. And then again, there is a paid version of Popl so that you can get it to be more interactive, to get people's information in return, to do some more automated stuff with it. But if you guys think that this is something you're interested in and you might want to, I think buying one of the little stickers for the back of your phone, they start at like 20 bucks. And you can get them branded to yourself, put your own logo on it and everything too. But I do like it. I know a lot of people that use it. So I went ahead and I reached out to Popl and I have a 20% discount code. So if that is something you want to try out, you can apply it to their products, or if you want to sign up for the service, you'll get a discount that way too. So it's just popl.co is the website to come check it all out. And you'll see that here's the Popl Pro. So you can see for $8 a month, you get all of these extra features with being able to scan other people's business cards right into your contacts, so on and so forth, all the way down here. But then if you go to the shop all, here is all these different options. So you can see how you can get it branded to yourself. There's bracelets, like I said, that even has the QR code on it. So there's all kinds of stuff if you want to try anything out. And like I said, you get 20% off by just putting the social stack in as the discount code for you. So feel free.
And you said that it doesn't give us any information though.
So when you do, if you do a pro account, so here's Popl Pro, you can, this first thing is scan other people's business cards into your contacts. So that's one of the pro features where you can get the information back from them. And you can also do a personal and a business mode, which is nice because then you can have like, hey, this is for my friends and this is, you know, for people I want to work with. And then there's just more customization. And then the lead capture mode, Patty, that would also be part of that upgraded feature where you can get information back with it as well. So that's why some of those things are like, okay, well, it would be nice. Like it's nice as the free version, but maybe I do want to pay that extra just to be able to make sure that I'm getting their contact information. Because how many times do you hand a card over to somebody and then they never call you? You don't know how to get a hold of them, right? So that is a nice feature of the Pro account if that is something you are looking for.
So does that other person have to have Popl in order for that to
No, I think it's just a lead like capture phone or like when you're form, or when you tap, they'll have to be say, okay, my name's Amy. This is my, I don't know if it's a phone or an email, maybe you program it, but it's going to say in order to get your information, they're going to have to give some information too.
Okay.
So you have a little bit of at least some way to contact them. So that's a great question. So I think that you can sign up monthly. Yeah, so there's a free 2-week trial, so you can check that out. And then it's just a monthly thing. So if you want to pay for it for 1 month and it's not a good fit, you can get rid of it. So it's not an annual commitment. So that's a pretty cool tip. And then the one thing that I did want to mention, I showed you there's that little contact card as an icon on Popl here. And that's actually how to use your own phone without any other service, how you can build out a contact card in your phone to share easily. So I'm gonna stop my screen share for just a minute and pull up a couple of images because as I mentioned, one of my tech committee members does this all the time and he's really built out his to a high level and gave me permission to share this with everybody. Let me just make these a little bigger on my screen. So he has an iPhone, so we'll be looking at an iPhone image here, and you can do the same type of thing on an Android as well. All right, did I share the right screen? Do you guys see Mark Pollock's information here? Okay, great. So this is his contact card in his phone. So he went into his phone and added himself as a contact. He specifically just put Mark and then real estate because a lot of people will get your information and forget how they know you and don't realize who you are, even though they put your information in their phone. So he put real estate up there. Then he also put this other information of Pollock Properties, Keller Williams, right? He's part of the Dave Ramsey ELP group. He's part of the Lamont Planning and Zoning Committee. So this is all very helpful information for somebody that's saving him in his phone. It's a quick rundown of who this person is so they can easily remember it. Then he's got, of course, his phone number and his email in there. And then he puts in the note section, read more about my team and see reviews here. And look at that. He's got a Linktree in there. So you guys see how those two could work really well together? And he does have his license and his team member's license number in there for easy access too, because this is great to share with other agents. You guys have to put that information on the contracts. So now it's all right there in the contact card, right? This is nothing that needs to be held secret. People can look this up on the IDFPR website, so you don't have to worry about sharing sensitive information. This is already out there. I get that question sometimes. So what's nice about this, of course, 1, it's free. 2, it's in your phone. 3, you only have to make it the one time to share it, right? But 4, if you want to share a contact with somebody, what do you have to have? Some sort of contact information to send it to, right? So if he says, okay, Patty, let me send you my contact card. What's your phone number or what's your email, right? He has to get that first in order to send this to you. So then you're in his phone as well. Now this same contact card, this is something you can embed into, usually, I don't know how they did it, but that is one of the things on Popl that you can put this contact card into Popl. So there's a way to link it. I've just not done it myself.
But I thought all they had to do was just touch your phone. And now you're saying that you need somebody's email to email it to them.
So this is just if you're putting it in your phone, not using Popl at all. This is just Mark's contact card in his cell phone and not using any other resource. Well, I mean, he's using Linktree. You can see that's in his notes there. But he just has this in his cell phone. So then if I have my own card in here, I just open my phone and I would pull up, let me see if you guys can, I didn't get my Zoom ready to share a phone screen. And I'm not sure what the share button is on Android, but basically when you're in your contact, oops, I hit call instead of info. When you're in your contact card in an iPhone, there is a button that says share contact. I don't know if you guys, can you zoom? My background's a little blurry. Let me turn that off. 1 second, 1 second. Background, none, okay. So in the bottom of any of your contacts, there's this button right here that says share contact. So I can just tap that and it will open up my phone and I can choose if I want to email it, send it through Facebook Messenger, send a text message, whatever I want, and it will send that whole contact card. So you can do the same thing and I could say, hey, Linda, what's your phone number? I'll send you my contact card, and I just type your phone number into my phone and you would receive everything that was already programmed into that contact card for you. So this has nothing to do with Popl or Linktree or anything like that. Okay, did that help clarify? Okay, perfect. So I wanted to show you that's 4 different ways to share some contact information. So I want to hear what some of your questions are, and then we can talk about some ways you can use it. What am I sharing? Let me stop sharing my screen. There we go.
On Mark's information, you know, I know that the IDFPR, your license number isn't private,
Right.
but the other numbers look like their agent
Yeah, I
number
think
from the
they're
MLS.
Mhm.
That you're not supposed to share.
So you can't share your login information, but a lot of that might be the office. No, that's not the office one. So when you are, correct me if I'm wrong, remember I'm not licensed, but I'm pretty sure when you're writing contracts, you also have to put your office ID on the paperwork. So you could put your office MLS number in there. I'm assuming that's his MLS number, but it's not his password, right? So he's not giving anybody access to the MLS, so he's not violating any rules there. Good question, because you can also look agents up in the MLS by their MLS number. So that is still, that's not a hidden information. Okay, it might be not readily available for the public, for a client, but any of us on here could go into the MLS and search for Mark and it would give me his MLS number. Or if I had his MLS number, I could type that in and it would give me his name. And then more contact info. Yeah, absolutely. Good question. So what do you guys think about all these different ways of sharing information? What do they all have in common?
No cards.
No cards. What do you think about that?
Yeah, actually, I got a picture of my business cards, and when I want to share my info, I just text it to whoever. But
That's
this
absolutely
sounds like
perfect.
this is more organized, like Popl or like the other one.
Yeah, it's nice. That's a great point that you brought up. It's not just that it's more organized, but typically with the Blinq and the Popl and the contact card, if you're paying for that upgrade on Popl, and then Blinq gets you a little bit of information, but the information is coming back to you right away, right? Yeah. So you're getting a little bit of something. And then, like you said, it's able to kind of hold it all into one spot. So if you have a Blinq login, you can go into your app or onto your website and see everybody that's downloaded your contact information. So it's all in one spot. You're not writing on napkins. You're not like, writing notes on your hand or your arm, trying to remember to get back to somebody. And depending on, again, if you're paying for any of those upgraded features, those analytics could come in super handy, where it's going to track where exactly these contacts are coming from. So I got 10 from this open house. I got 20 from this networking event. So it'll track all of that information too, because you'll be able to get QR codes and links to share other places as well. So you can put it out on your Instagram page, your Facebook page, your website, and see exactly where all of your clicks are coming from. So you can see who's on what platforms, which is helpful information to have.
Yeah. Yep.
Amy, have you ever talked to an agent that has used it? How typically when other agents are showing the house that you're listing, that you ask them to leave a business card on the counter. What would you do in this case? Use a QR code or,
Absolutely. And you could have them scan it. So that you would have to have one of the systems set up where you're able to receive information as well. But yeah, you could absolutely have a QR code just on a form, you know, like a plexi stand or something, right? And just say, please scan this so I know you visited this property, right? Something like that. Here's my contact information. Maybe you have your Linktree up there and you have your feedback form in the Linktree, right? You could do one for each property. You guys, Linktree is free unless you're paying for that upgrade. So in theory, you could set up a Linktree for every listing you have. You know, Linktree/123 Main Street. And you could do it. You could have an open house form on there. You could have a Q&A, like got questions about this property, you know, fill out this form, or please leave your agent showing feedback and have this form ready to go. So there's tons of different ways you can apply it.
okay, thanks.
Yeah. And that's what I wanted to brainstorm about for the last few minutes today. Where do you think you could use these and what types of things? Obviously, there's the main stuff that's like, well, we got to have our phone number and our email address on there and whatever social we want to link to. But what could you put on these things that's going to help you stand out from other agents? Either to impress other agents, right? Maybe grow your downline a little, or to impress your clients. Show them that you're ahead of the curve. What can you do to add value to them?
You could
Mark's
do,
laughing at me.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said Mark's laughing at me.
I'm sorry. It's just the last thing you would say about me is that I was ahead of the curve.
Well, that's why you're here. So you can
That's why I'm here, right?
All right, Patty, what were you going to say?
I don't know.
So for those of you, a lot of you on here have been to a lot of my classes. So you know, we've talked about landing pages, single property websites. You could put those on your link trees as well, right? What's something that you've seen out in the world that an agent has shared with somebody and you're like, oh, that was such a good idea? Anything like that that comes to mind?
Oh, I did remember what I was going to say is that you could do something like either market statistics for that neighborhood or
100%.
or amenities of that subdivision or something informational, an item of value.
Yes. I love that. Current market stats. Something of, are you farming one neighborhood? Do you have a niche area? Have that market stat ready to pull up. You have the stats on your websites already. Have it linked straight to that, or make a digital flyer and link it to that. If you work with a niche of a specific type of person, maybe not an area, but seniors, veterans, first-time home buyers, right? Have a Q&A form that it lives in your Google Drive. That's just not a form for them to fill out, but like, these are the most frequently asked questions I get, right? An FAQ sheet. You can build that FAQ out, have it live in your Google Drive, which gives it a link, which you can put on your Linktree. Teresa said staging tips, preparing for property photos, preferred vendor list. Absolutely. You can put any of that stuff on your Linktree. I love those ideas. All right, you guys, it's 11 o'clock. Do you have any other questions? What did you learn today?
Electronic cards.
I understand a little more about the electronic cards than I did before. Sometimes there's so much out there, it gets confusing on what you need in order to do what you think you want.
Absolutely. What did somebody learn something that you guys want to implement now? Something that you think will be good for your business?
I'm going to do like Mark did as far as being a contact in my own phone.
Perfect. And none of this takes that long, right? Oh, Teresa, I love your comment. You learn to think bigger than just driving traffic to a landing page or contact info. Absolutely. Yeah, there's other ways to stand out. And a lot of these can be free, right? Which I love. Not saying that you have to do the free stuff, but it's a great way to start, right?
Yeah, free is always good.
Exactly. All right, so I put my Linktree in the chat again. I also re-put the link in there to how to set up a Linktree, and I put popl.co with the 20% off discount code. So if you guys are interested in any of those, go ahead and click on those. I'll put them in the video description as well for anybody watching later on.
Sounds
Well,
good.
thank you so much. Next week,
Yeah.
we're going to have a special guest. Tammy Sartain is going to be on, and we're going to be talking about having the conversation with buyers right now about, is it still a good time to buy because interest rates are going up? So we'll talk about that and have a flyer for it. And if you attend the class, only if you attend the class, I will give you the link to the template for the flyer. So tell your friends to come, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Amy.